What is going on, everybody? Dadbot Season here. Welcome back to the channel. So today we're doing a whole update video. A lot of people have been asking me about my status with the Z06 at Ciocca and kind of what's going on. So first things first, if you don't know about this whole situation, I'll put the little links up above and in the description to those videos. So fast forward or a little rewind, but I'll do it really fast. Went to Ciocca Corvette to place 2 deposits on 2 of the new Z06s. Placed both deposits, then was told that we could only place 1 per household because I wanted 1, the wife wanted 1. So then the wife requested her refund, blah, blah, blah. She actually just got a refund like a week ago. So that's cool, even though it was like a month later. But, yeah, so then Ciocca puts out this email, and in that email said they wanted the $3,000 by this past Monday. And yeah, yada yada yada. They wanted another $3,000 because they wanted to weed out the actual enthusiasts and buyers of the car. So now let's get to what is actually happening. So there is a lot of just shadiness, all right, about the whole situation, right? And I've received a lot of messages and I hear a lot of people's stories and stuff like that of what happened to them. So we'll go into the beginning of the shadiness. I was up there a week before that the Z06 they took deposits. So the day that it came out, I was told that it would be better for you to be there in person to place a deposit for the Z06 because you were supposed to get higher on the list than other people, right? So they were like, yeah, the website's probably going to crash. Don't worry, you're better off just coming in and placing your deposit that way. Cool. No big deal. So that's what we did. But a lot of people said that I was lying about that, which there has been plenty of other people now saying that they were told the exact same thing, and that's why they came. There are people that flew from Miami, flew out west in to Atlantic City just for this, because they all were told the same exact thing. So there's the first shady part, because where I was on the list, number 61 and 62, I believe it was, on the list in line, where I was there, ended up getting 1,517 as my spot number. And the wife, who was ahead of me in line, who was 61, got 1,533. Figure that one out. Doesn't make sense. So that's the first shady thing that really, that started all this, okay? The second shady thing was how people were getting notified of their numbers. People were comparing like, hey, well, my timestamp says 12:20. Oh, well, yours says whatever, 12:21. Okay, so, for example, someone I was in line with, who was behind me and the wife, had a number of 15:18, because I was 15:17. Got 15:18. The wife was before me and that person, and it got 15:33 on it, but she had an earlier timestamp. So right there, just with 3 people, you're like, hang on, how did that work? Because if anything, it should have been her, then me, then him. So it should have been opposite, right? Well, somewhat opposite. So that was the first red flag to me, where I was like, hang on, this doesn't make sense. Something's not right. All right, so then the second red flag to me was when we got the email. Okay, so obviously in that email, it gave us numbers. But farther in the email, it said that they want another $3,000. To secure your deposit, because they want to try to weed out, who's the real enthusiast and stuff like that. I understand that. That makes sense. I got that part, right? I understand that you're like, okay, well, now if someone's willing to put $5,000 deposit down, they must really want the car versus, or someone that can afford to put $5,000 down, they can probably afford the car more than someone that, like, scraped every penny for the $2,000, which I understand that. I understand it, but in my opinion, that's not their place to figure out. You know what I mean? It's not on them if someone can or cannot afford the car. If they can't afford the car, and when you get there, they apply for the finance and they get denied. Well, now you have a car that you can just sell. So, whatever. It's none of their business, to be honest. But beside the point. But the fact that it went from literally in 7 days to you have to over double your deposit, that doesn't make any sense. So how do you go from, you know, our initial C8 was $1,000 down. So like, okay, well, it's double that for the Z06. Okay, so now you're at $2,000 down. Okay, that's cool. For a spot, it is what it is. Everyone thought that might happen. Well, then you go a week later saying, okay, well, let's see, let's double that. You know what? Let's add an extra $1,000 on top. So now you're at $5,000 in a week. You just changed your mind that way. Also, so like that was like my second red flag where I was like, this doesn't, like, where are they going to draw the line? You know what I mean? As of right now, yes, they're selling it for MSRP, but like at this point, everything that I've been told has changed. So what does it mean? Or like, who is to hold them to their guns and be like, look, you said you would sell it to me at MSRP, blah, blah, blah. Oh, well, you know, we changed our mind. What is there to change their mind at that point? Because at that point, there's no point of getting on their list compared to anyone else's. You know what I mean? If you're going to pay over, you're going to pay over. So that was my other red flag where I'm like, this doesn't make sense. I don't like the changing of mind. I don't like being the dishonesty, honestly. Like, it was like being lied to when you're like, oh, this is all you're going to need. So, like, that's the second time I got lied to. And then you scroll down farther. It says at any point in time, Ciocca can refuse to sell you the vehicle. At any point in time. So, for example, for me, that could be like, hey, they saw one of my videos of me being honest and telling people what actually happened there and answering people's questions and telling them all the information I have so they can make an honest opinion. They could decide, I don't like that. We don't like that, so we're not going to sell him a car. Well, they don't have to let me know till the day of. The day I had to go pick it up. They could literally wait till I showed up there to sign the papers and they'd be like, oh, actually, we're not selling you this car. They could do that. And because they put it in that email, technically, they're allowed. I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't like the fact that, you know, you can, like, you allowing yourself the freedom to change your mind when you already have people's money. That doesn't make sense to me. Like, you're not, if someone was coming to me to get a wrap done, right? They're like, hey, by the way, we want our car to be blue. And I'm like, oh, cool. All right, not a problem. Well, then, if they come to pick up their car, and I'm like, oh, dude, I saw that guy saying how, you know, he got a better quote from somewhere else, or he was like, oh, I don't know if their work's going to be that good. And I heard that, where I was just like, oh, you know what? We're only going to wrap half his car blue. Well, let's wrap the other half gray. And he'll be like, why did you do that? Oh, well, because, you know, I could change my mind anytime, but thanks for your money. No, it doesn't happen like that. That's not how business should work. So that's another red flag, where it's like, I don't like the fact where you're letting yourself have the leniency to change your opinion and change your, like, status on what you're going to say. That doesn't make sense. That's not how it should work. And because this car is so amazing, that dealerships are getting by because of it. And it's ridiculous, but we're allowing it to happen because people like me, I'm guilty too, we still want the cars. We still want, and we still go to them, and we still give them our money. Well, that's where I am right now. I canceled my deposit with Ciocca because I figured they probably saw my other videos. They probably don't like the honesty, because I've also seen other posts about them doing some shadier stuff with certain people, to saying like, oh yeah, you're higher up on our list. I was also told while I was there, if you were trading in a C8, you get priority on their Z06 list. You know, oh, if you're trading in a car now, we can get you higher up on the list. That's weird. They asked me to trade in the Supra, then I took it up there. They're like, oh yeah, we'll probably get you higher up on the Z06 list. You trade us a car now because they're hurting for inventory. That's shadiness. That's not right. I mean, there's all these red flags coming up. And I'm not telling you all to take your deposit back. I'm not saying that. If you're low number or whatever, you're like, I want this, it could work out for you. And I hope it does. I really hope it does. I hope it works out for every single person watching this video. And I hope you guys all, guys and girls, all get your cars and you absolutely love them and drive them. And maybe you get them before mine at my other dealership that I have allocation with or have my deposit with. If you get it before me, you can come back here and say I'm an idiot. That's fine. I'd be happy for you, because then you proved me wrong and then you still ended up having your car. I'd be happy with that. But there's so many red flags, and for me to be at, even if they got 500 cars a year, 500 Z06s a year, which is highly unlikely, like extremely highly unlikely, then I would still be over a 3-year wait. So they would just have my money for 3 years. I give them 3 years to decide if they want to cancel my order at any time. I don't agree with. I mean, it just didn't make sense. Now, if I was in the top, 1,000, the top, like if I was top 500, I'd be like, this is awesome. I'm staying on the list. No problem. Give them my money, whatever. I'd even put more down if that was the case. But the fact that it's such a long wait, and there are going to be other dealerships out there where if you want to pay over, you can get the car. But I'm at another spot with the other dealership that I'm very happy with. And honestly, they've been honest to me. They've been very upfront about everything. Now, they are the same dealership that has my C8 Stingray order through. And has it taken a long time for it to get here? Yes. But everything that they've told me, it makes sense. They couldn't control, the virus. They couldn't control the plant shutting down. They couldn't control the chip shortage, like any of that. I understand that. But the fact that they weren't they're not, that dealership that I trust now, they're not trying to go behind my back and hide stuff. You know what I mean? They're not going to be like, oh yeah, eventually. Like, no, they're upfront, be like, I'm very sorry, we have no control over this, blah, 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 blah. And they're being very forward and at least apologizing and making sense. Not saying, well, if you don't want the car, just take your money back. They're being honest. They're being a good business. So, and I'm number 26 on their list for the Z06. So, if it takes me 3 years to get it, oh well. But it is what it is. I'd rather wait and feel more happy with my decision on that standpoint than feed into what we all are sitting here going, this is ridiculous. Why is this even happening? So, yeah, I want to hear your guys' stories about any dealership. Any dealership that you went through. Obviously, mine that I went through for it was Ciocca, world's largest Corvette dealer, so they claim. So I thought, I'd have a good shot, and I guess a lot of other people did too. But, you thought that if you're the world's largest, it's because, your reputation precedes yourself, right? Your reputation, like everyone was saying, Quebec was amazing. Quebec was amazing. Quebec was amazing. No, now it's not Quebec, and that's all I'm seeing is, oh, it's no longer Quebec. I bought my car from Quebec, not Ciocca. It was handled way differently. So, I don't know. I don't know anyone that works at Ciocca personally, other than me placing my deposit with them. I don't know. Maybe something drastic happened. I don't know. I don't know how they did it. I really think they botched, this whole Z06. This is the first time, as a new name to get the new hot car. This is their first time. Hey, don't mess this one up. Well, you messed it up. So, and now that, I know I'm not getting a car there anyway. So, I'm not going to bash them for it. I'm not going to tell you all to take your money back or anything. All I'm saying is they're going to be sitting on your people's $5,000 for multiple years. Okay, that might not sound like a lot. But when they got over 5,000 orders on the first day, it's actually over 6,000. So let's do the math. 6,000 times 5, so there's no way. Am I doing that right? 6 and 5 is 30. So what? $30 million? Yeah, sounds about right. Something like that. Yeah, we'll just say 3 million or 30 million. I really can't do the math in my head right now. But still. Or I think it's 3 million. I don't know, something, yeah, I think it's 3. But still, the amount of interest they're going to collect off that money is ridiculous. And I get it for them. They're going to want everyone to stay on the list because they're going to make money off of your money. And that's why they're going to say, oh, we're not charging over MSRP because we care about the customer. Do you understand how much interest you get? Over $3 million a year? Or they could take that money and they could put it in another investment. I don't know what they do behind the scenes. I'm just saying it doesn't seem right. There's a lot of red flags. I pulled my money out. The wife pulled her money out. I pulled my money out. I was asked a lot of times, like, hey, why don't you talk about this and stick to your guns? Like someone made the comment, like, hey, you basically are saying it's not a smart idea to keep your deposit there. So why don't you pull your deposit out? And as that was going on, I was literally making the video to say I'm canceling my deposit. Just because there's a lot of red flags with that. And it's for some of you, it might work out. It might work out and you might actually get the car that you want and you might not pay over MSRP. You might get a first year. You know, that's awesome. That is awesome. But I'm just saying, I think that people that were told they are number 1 on the list, I know someone was told that, or I would say even the top 10 to 20 people on the list, be very, if I were you, I would keep my eye on, or actually anyone on the list, but watch the top 20. Keep an eye on their first 20 cars that they get in. Keep an eye on it. Because I have a feeling that those people that are considered the top 20 of their list those 20 people won't be the first 20 cars. I have a very, very funny feeling that other people are going to sneak their way into that. Whether it's for money or whatever. I have a feeling. Just keep an eye out when it happens. If I'm wrong, come tell me. If not, it is what it is. But this is going to be Tuesday night's video. So make sure you come back Thursday night. And we also will be having our live stream on Friday night at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. If you have any questions about the video or you want to call me an idiot or whatever you want to say to me, I'll be on the live stream. Come on in. We'll have a good time. You can say whatever you want. I'll answer any questions. And we can go from there. Also, if you guys did enjoy the last video, which is more of our, what we do, which is, the ceramic coatings and the wrapping, stuff like that. If you guys did enjoy that video, let me know. We'll actually make some more videos about it. The next video you guys will be seeing is our garage update, where this past Thanksgiving break, we actually remodeled the garage. So I kind of showcased the other side of what I get a lot of questions, like, how did you get your money? Obviously, you're young, blah, blah, blah. I tell everybody I work really hard. So now you get to see some of the other stuff I do, is that I'm not just somebody on here that says, hey, look at me, I want to buy this car. I actually have a lot of skills that got me where I am to put me in a position to have these cars. And proof's in the pudding, right? I'm always honest with you guys, so I figured best way of being honest is to prove it to you. So I show everyone, this is what I do. So if you did enjoy today's video, make sure you smash that like button, definitely subscribe, tell anyone and everyone you know to hop on the Dad Bod Season train, join the Dad Bod Season family, and I will see you all next time. Dad Bod Season out.